So this week's topic for your closet case is coming out and how your life changes when you come out. I'm not going to focus on coming out as a member of the transgendered or intersex community because that's not something I really know about. What I'm going to talk about is coming out as a gay, lesbian or bisexual person in the Western world. Yeah, you sort of have to split this whole thing into two sections. You've got, is coming out the right thing to do? And will coming out make my life better? As far as I'm concerned, it's yes, it's the right thing to do, but B, not necessarily. How your life changes when you come out of the closet as a member of the queer community depends on the people around you. It depends on your community, depends on your socio-cultural and religious context especially. A lot of people like to think that coming out is this big catharsis for you, that it's a weight off your shoulders and that suddenly everything's okay, but that's not always the case, unfortunately. And here's the thing, as far as I'm concerned, the biggest issue here, as with anyone living their life as a member of the queer community, the problem is religion. If you are from a religious family, that means you're probably from a family that has a perception of homosexuality, lesbianism, bisexuality, whatever, that is not based on reason or intellect, but based on superstition. Now, I've had gay friends who have come out to their Catholic parents, and their Catholic parents have been like, well, if God made you gay, then we have no problem with it. We love you, nothing's going to change. We respect you for being this brave. But I also have my fair share of gay and lesbian friends and acquaintances who have been abused and kicked out of home because of their sexuality when coming out to religious parents. So, it all depends on what an individual's reaction is going to be, or a community's reaction is going to be. And, this is the worst part, People like to say things like, well, a parent's love is unconditional. Well, that's not the case. We know that that's not the case. That's a fairy tale that people like to tell themselves. Sometimes a parent's love is very much conditional. It's conditional upon being a child who fits within the intellectual confines of what that parent wants. So it is very, very possible for a parent to hate their child for being gay, to hate their own family for being gay or queer or of an alternative gender. That's simply the facts. And they're harsh facts, but it's the truth. So, I don't know where to go from here, actually. I do think that coming out is the right thing to do on a grand scale. I think that the next big step in queer, gay rights, all queer rights within the world, is complete and utter transparency. We need members of the queer community, people who are gay, lesbian, bisexual, to come out, to be honest, to say, this is who I am. To quote the old marching slogan, we're here, we're queer, get used to it. That's the point of coming out. It's saying, I'm queer, your belief, your prejudice, your superstition, or the superstitions of society at large is not going to make me go away. It's not going to make my sexuality go away. This is a part of humanity or society, whatever you want to call it, but it is here to stay. That's why I think that coming out on a grand scale is the most important thing to do. However, to make the promise that your life is going to get better when you come out is wrong. Because some people's lives get worse. And unfortunately for some people, it's a choice between your family, the people you consider your friends, and it's those things versus being 100% transparent and honest about your sexuality. Sometimes if you come out, you're going to have to get rid of your family. You're going to have to say, well, I'm sorry, if you hate me, then there's no place for me here. And you need to remove yourself from that situation. And friends, they're obviously not your friends if suddenly they hate you for your sexuality. I would like to think that most people are capable of overcoming ingrained prejudice and cultural perception when faced with a challenge to their ideas from someone they love. But, as I've said, it's not always the case. So in the end, coming out is your choice. I think it's the right choice, but you have to be prepared for the consequences of that. If you come out and suddenly people hate you, well then those aren't the people for you. You can always find people who will accept you. That's the thing, you will always be able to find a queer community, no matter where you live in the world. People who accept you for who you are. But you might have to deal with the fact that those aren't your friends, and those aren't your family. In the end, it's up to you.